Welcome to Retro Upgrade. This time we'll be continuing on our Xbox flea market find. We'll try to fix the laser this time. The laser has a small potentiometer. You can adjust the power for the laser. It starts at 2 kilo ohms and goes down on just about 0.8 kilo ohms before it burns out the laser. Follow me along on the journey on how to do this. You might learn something. Thank you for watching. Here's the video. Welcome to Retro Upgrade. This time we'll be trying to fix the DVD player on this Xbox. This is the flea market find I had. I fixed the console. It displays. I can show you right now. Should be able to see the boot up sequence in the screen. There's the sound. Works good. I didn't have any original discs last time to check. To see if the DVD player works, but it didn't work with burnt disc. That could actually be up to that the mod chip doesn't work on this thing. I removed the mod chip now because I have original games. It doesn't need to be modded to run them. Let's try that out. I got a small selection of games. I found them pretty cheaply, 350, 250 and 4 euros. On a local second-hand store. They were actually mixed up with the normal 360 games. So Splinter Cell, if I can get this to read, I can actually soft mod the console via this game. Otherwise, I can't even soft mod the console, and I'll have to wait for a replacement mod chip. This one was the one that was least damaged or scratched. It looks brand new practically. No scratches, not even a speck of dirt. So let's try it out. I still haven't cleaned the Xbox. It's still filthy on the front. That's going to be the last step. So this is indicative of a laser power issue. The laser has gotten worse over time and needs to be adjusted. So there is a few ways of adjusting this: the quick and dirty way, and then the professional way with the oscilloscope. What I've heard, you can't do this with a cheap digital oscilloscope. You either use an old analog one or a new good quality one, let's say 2,000 euros or so in price. So I would suggest the old analog ones if you're going to do a lot of these. Okay, so the game didn't load. It gave me a black screen. Let's try loading it directly at the start of the console instead. Let's turn it off and turn it on with the game inside.
A sports. It's in the game.
It booted up.
A sports. It's in the game.
Okay, so it seems to be somewhat working. Let's see if it boots up the game so we can start it up. So the reason probably that Hexen disk didn't work then was because the mod chip had died. And there is another thing that can play a role there, and it's burnt discs and rewritable discs are harder to read than pre-manufactured discs for these DVDs. It's made that way on purpose, by the way. There's a problem with the disc using maybe directly damaged or damaged, dirty or damaged. So yeah, it has issues reading. I hear it squealing a lot, so that it's just seeking too much. I think that's the motor. So I will disassemble this and try to tune it. This one is a little bit of a pain in the ass because you can't tune it while in the machine. So you have to remove it, pick it apart, screw a little bit on a potentiometer to get the the signal down and then try again, and then put it back together and try again. So it's quite time consuming, but it is worth it if you can prolong the life of the laser. Okay, so let's continue with this. Unplug the power, important, so you don't fry yourself or electrocute yourself. I'll even remove it from the wall. Unhook the video, not needed right now, just in the way otherwise. Okay, so to remove the disk drive, you have to remove the HDD first. Just unhook the wires here. I have them loose right now because I know I have to open up this thing when the mod chip comes in. So no idea putting it back together. Obviously, this would have helped me a little bit to actually remove this so I can record other stuff. I've been quite busy last weeks here, so sorry for the absence. I'm not going to unhook the drive, not really worth it. Okay, so let's take out the drive. Just lift straight up. It can have one of these in the front of the drive here. Just a grounding strap, nothing really important. I pulled it out with the connector. The connector is over here, so it pulls right out, so it doesn't matter. I leave this to the side. Disconnect the IDE cable. That's done. Okay, I can remove this. I don't need this anymore to show you how to tune this. Okay. So we have this. It comes with a little tray that holds it in place. This can generally just be pulled off. Don't think it has any screws. It has some mounting hooks. You have one over here. Just pull it over. Then one over here, and then it just falls out. You don't need this when you're tuning. Running out of space here. Okay, so there are two screws. They are Phillips screws. I don't know if you can see them there. Let's see if we can get some light. There we go. One here and one here. I still haven't found my screwdriver, but I found a replacement that takes the same bits. So, and it's a ratcheting type. The bits that came with this are super crap. So I have them in a separate box. These bits are good. So I'll use my nice bits with a ratcheting head here. Let's see. So Phillips, usually size 0 or 1. These are the ones. Let's see if size 0 is correct. Yep, that looks fine. This looks magnetic as well, so that will help a little bit. Okay, so this just pulls up. Has some small pegs here that keeps it in place. You just pull up. There we go. Okay. So you have your laser assembly right here. This is the laser. And the potentiometer is on this side, in here on the side. So you can't actually reach it. So it sucks a little bit, but hey, what can you do? You need to be able to reach it. So you have to take off the entire assembly, tweak it. You first measure the resistance it has on the potentiometer and then tweak it down so it lets more power through. That's usually the way, at least. There is some cases where you want to actually reduce the power instead, but those are far and few between. Okay, so this also just pulls up when you have unscrewed it. In this case, I forgot it has two screws on the back for the other plate, so let's remove those. Those are Torx. Let's see if I can find Torx bits. I usually leave out the ones I've already used, so I don't need to search for them again. I'm guessing size 10. should be fine. Yep, that was the correct size. And do remember which one goes where, because the thread is different. So the Torx ones go in the back and the fine pitched thread go in the top. Okay. Now we should be able to pull this off. Just shake a little bit. Okay, so I've done this mistake before, so I'll tell you about it. I haven't done it right now, but do not remove the main board. This part over here. You don't need to. It's unnecessary, and you can actually damage something if you're not careful. So what we need to do now is open the tray so we can reach it from the top. So the way you do that is you pull this lever here, so the entire assembly goes down or up. It's down from the top side's perspective. Now you see this came out. You can just pull it slowly. Don't break in it. I have had this open before and greased the bearings. They were really dry. So I thought that was the issue first. But I think I'll have to adjust it. So if you could get in there with something and adjust the pot on an angle, you won't need to take it off. But I want to show you the measurement, so I'll have to. I don't have a choice here. Okay, so it's this bit that moves. See? So what you want to do is remove one of the screws and loosen the other one. You don't need to take off all four, and don't cross thread them because you can't find them very easily. So what I usually do, there's some end stops here on both sides, small bumps. You can see the bump right there. And there is one in each corner. So what I do is I lift this one up a little bit so I can lift it over. That's let's see, that looks like a star, but a slightly smaller one or a bigger one. Let's see, this one. Yes, this one takes a lot better. So this was a size 1 star instead of Phillips. These are 6 corners instead of 4. Just a little bit. You don't need much. And take off one of them. Try and take off this side and put them over here, the screws. They're really tiny, so don't lose them. You can actually hot glue back this thing instead of putting screws on. It is possible. Okay, next one. We need to take off the ribbon. So to show you a little better, I'm zooming in. There we go. That's pretty much in focus. Okay, so you need to pull these two tabs out. So that it has 2 small tabs on the sides. You can use the tweezers. See? Came out. Then the other side. And you can just pull this off so you don't break anything. That's important. Be careful with this part, the laser. I'm not close, it's just a perspective. I'm really high up. And clean it off as well, because it's facing upwards. It's prone to getting dust and other crap on it. I've already cleaned this one, so it looks quite nice, so I won't bother again. So what we're going to do here is take this off. This is a little bit of a pain when it does this, but fine. So you see one of the rails, let's bring it in focus, in frame. One of the rails is already out, and the other one is actually attached to the entire assembly. So I need to do this. Pull the rail out. Okay, let's see if I can. I'll pull the rail out over this side and out. I don't want to scratch these, so that was a bad idea. And then just lift up. Okay, don't drop it like I did. So you can see the entire assembly comes off. So I'll just put away the disk drive. I'm going to put the other rail away. I'll put this over here. I don't think you need a microscope close-up. The overhead camera seems to pick up every detail just fine. I'll remove the rail here just to make it easier for myself. Okay, so let's see if it's in focus. Okay, there we go. So it has some glue. You see the red stuff here? It has some glue. It looks like they tried to peel it off, but there's still some left. The easiest way to get rid of this is with IPA. Just drench it and leave it a while and then pick it away with some tweezers or a screwdriver or something. Be very gentle. This breaks quite easily. I think I'm going to set up the microscope so I can show you the pads you need to measure. But this is good enough for now, so I can show you how to remove the sticky part. Let's get some IPA, a trusty spray bottle. This also cleans out the connector, so that's fine. What you can do is put some IPA on a Q-tip and hold it in place. And yes, I know I sprayed all over the place, but what can you do? So just keep it here. You can actually just brush. It's like a hot glue that they put on so it doesn't move from the alignment from the factory. And this is what I can remember is a flathead adjustment screw or a star. I can't really see. It's more like a star. Okay. So I just take up the pubes here, left by the Q-tip. Now I can fit my screwdriver here and set it up. I usually use a flathead to adjust these. Do I need the microscope? Sure, it won't hurt. So, a tip to hold stuff like this when you're working on it, because it will tip over, obviously. Just get a clothespin or something that clamps around not too hard, but holds it in place and it has a stable base. So let me show you what I mean. This is for the people that don't have these. These are helping hands. I got these from Richard with the new, what's it called? My new soldering iron I bought off him. This one. I'm going to test this in another video. I haven't really set it up yet. But I'll go get a clothespin so you can get an idea. 1 second. Okay, so this is the type of clothespin I would recommend with rubber on the front. You can use the other ones, just be careful. So just find the orientation you want, hook it on, and just try to balance it as well as you can. This is better than falling on the side. Can also try not to grab it from the laser or the electronics. That's the only big no-no here. I've done this before. It should work fine. There we go. Okay, so it still tips over. So maybe a second clothespin from the other side should do the trick. Oh, yeah, okay, so it falls down. So in this case, prop it. That's pretty much what you need to do. There we go. This is nice and stable. Okay, I'll move the microscope over here. Okay, so the microscope is set up. It moves a little bit because it's not stable. Sorry. Okay, so there are 3 solder points on this potentiometer. Let's get more of the pubes off here. Anyways, without the pubes in the way, they're actually stuck on the pot. There we go. Okay, so you want to measure from one of the sides, this one preferably, to this or to this. In this case, we'll see how much it is. This under the camera, so you can see what I'm doing. So measuring from here to here, 1.77. Okay, so we'll have to reduce that. Let's start by reducing it by about, let's say, 1.5 K. This is in ohms, don't forget. You should get the same rating over here. And you do. You want to turn this counterclockwise. And that's pretty much enough. Was maybe a 2-degree rotation. Oh, a little more, 1.6. You can try it at 1.6. You don't want to go too far. 0.8 will probably be the minimum. You want to go. Sorry for the bad angle. There we go. So this counts as the quick and dirty version of the fix. 1.4. See, yeah, I overshot. So let's screw it up again. Still 1.4. I didn't spin it. .7. So it's kind of fiddly, as you can see. Let's put it over here. Maybe easier. 1.5, exactly what I wanted. So let's try this. Put it back together. I clean off the lens as well, just in case if I've screwed up anything. There is a lens on the bottom as well. Let's see if I can get the focus on that. This is a back lens, and I can see it's dirty actually. So, and the front lens. Sorry for the glare. I'm working on a solution for that. This is the ring light that makes the glare. But this one looks kind of clean, so that's fine. I still use my PA on it. There we go. We are back in business. Let's take the DVD drive. If you can't remember how it goes, usually the teeth go to the teeth. You see, teeth goes here. And you need the rails here. Okay, so let's put on one of the rails immediately into this. This goes in here. Slowly. I have some grease here, so I'm not doing anything weird here. This is just to prep the rail. Okay. I'll put it down here. Push it in from the side until it hits it and stop, which it did. I'll put in the ribbon just a little bit so it's not in the way. There we go. Now this should go down here, but it doesn't want to. So I think it's the teeth. So let's just pull it out and push it back in again in the right angle. There we go. And it's in there. And now comes the easy part. The other side. You hold it not from the laser, but from the corner here. Push this through here, the opening, and push it back so it hits the end stop. Now you have two loose two loose sides. Just choose the right bit. These were the fat ones. Yep. So be very careful not to drop them or lose them. Don't over tighten these. You can strip them super easily. And I dropped it, just like I said you shouldn't do. Even pros make mistakes. Yeah, pros. Just tighten down all sides really, really gently. When it bites, that's it. Okay, that looks good. Let's just push in the ribbon and push in these two. Both at the same time, preferably. The ribbon looks okay. This moves. That's important, obviously. Okay, let's push this in. And then you turn it around. Pull this to the side so it goes down. And it's in. It's locked. So normally I have a magnetic head for these, but it's built in this case. So you can't take this out and put it on and leave this open to try it out. So what I'm going to do is assemble it back together with 1 or 2 screws, and then put it to test it in the machine again. Okay, so let's go. Okay, let's give this a try, shall we? It still boots. Didn't kill anything. Nah. The chance you actually wreck something doing the DVD drive tweak is minimal. Okay. I need to remove the capacitor here as well, a super capacitor it has on board that handles the battery, because it can actually leak. I'll do that in a second video. Some preventative maintenance. The cap thing, the clean off the CPU, put on some new thermal paste, clean off the fan, and clean the console, obviously. Okay, so let's put in a disk. Where did I put the discs? Over here. Let's use the FIFA one again, because it actually loaded something. It detects the disk, so that's good, really good. It is reading.
EA Sports. It's in the game. It's in the game.
It loaded a lot faster than last time. Let's see if it loads the actual game this time. It's getting farther, at least. No stuttering. Sounds good. Ignore the picture is black and white. It's my capture card or my upscaler that sucks. This seems to work. I'm not a big football player or game, even for games. So I really don't know how this should run. Okay, so I'm trying to skip the intro video. Press start. Is there a quick play option? Okay. for now. Okay, no, so I'll put in another game because actually I don't even know how to start this. So let's let's test one of the other discs that is a little more scratched up, but this works. That's awesome. Let's turn off the console.
One eternity later.
Voiceover Carlos here. So this took me a while. I tried a lot of combinations, but the one that actually worked for me was 1.55 kilo ohms. So just fiddle around with it until you get it working normally. Minimum ohms are 0.8 kilo ohms. Remember that so you don't burn out your laser. Okay, back to the video. As you can see, it loads the intro nicely. Start it up directly. It's still a little noisy. FMV plays back well. Let's skip. I need to clean the controller as well. No glitching, no sound problems. I don't really know how to play this. I wasted all my bullets. Seems to work fine. Let's try another one. Oops. Let's try the rally game. Mackerel. This one is super scratched. Boots up immediately again. Like that. A little lag from the disk drive, but not much. Yeah, let's try another one. So the capture card died on me, and it doesn't record audio anymore. It just glitches. See what I mean? It doesn't work all the time. So let's try this again. So it's kind of scratched up as well. You can see them. Let's try again. Let me clean the disk. I use one of these to clean my girlfriend's pads. FMV playback, perfect. Let's skip this. Seems to work. Aspect ratios are a little screwed up. I have to choose 16 by 9 in the Xbox settings, but that should be fine. Don't have a clue what I'm doing, but okay, fine, it works.
Thank you for watching until the end. This was a small tutorial on how to tweak the laser. There can be an extra pot for alignment as well, but this should fix most consoles' laser problems. All are similarly fixed. Have a good one. Bye.